we got the garage reset a little bit. Still a little dusty. Not too terribly bad. It's getting nicer out there. Snow's starting to melt. And I got a, where did I put it? An air gun with a length of Synflex hose on it that I can jam down the frame rails, blow all the dirt and grunge. It's going to be an ongoing thing. Still working on this. This is my project right now. Get this back suspension out of it, get it gutted. And I was thinking about it. These frame rails, I am going to trim them back. I want to set up for a 275 car, 275 small tire, but I want to leave room for a 315 if I ever decide to go that route. So that's our project now, is to get that back stripped apart. Hacking away, piece at a time. Cutting her out. Notice this piece has been rubbing. There's nothing attaching that part of the torque box to the car. That's factory. Looks like there was a spot weld there at one point in time. A spot weld there, but it looks like they broke. They're not that secure to the car from factory. Just thought I'd like to share that with you. I'll carry on cutting her out. And then there's not much holding it in. Not much at all. And the more I tear into it, the happier I am that I'm putting torque boxes in it. There's nothing holding it in the car. There's a weld here. Obviously I cut the structure off here. There's a structure tab here that's holding this in place. But this piece here is not attached to the body. It's attached to this little support bracket. Look at that, just... No wonder these things rip out of the car when you start putting high horsepower and sticky tires in these things. Well, I guess I'll carry on. Carrying on. What happens when you get tired of making noise and you kill your death wheel? You scrape the body. Just picking a piece at a time. I killed a death wheel right in this area. So I gotta get another one. A bunch of them actually. But there's still lots to do in the car. Yeah, I just been picking away at it. It's all progress. I got the other control arm off. Right there. And this guy. So yeah. I'm not in a big hurry. I'm actually not in a big hurry at all. This is a relaxation for me. But all of it has to be done. So here I am, cleaning up the body. She be what she be. Having fun though, I really am. This rotisserie though, I could address all the rust holes. There's not much on here. Piece there I pulled out. There's some rust along there. Some there. All the stuff I can fix. All the stuff I can address. Man, this rotisserie makes things so much nicer. It's that $200 Fox body that was headed to the crushers. Literally, it was a scrap car. So I managed to save it from the guy. And here we are. That's what's coming out of it. You don't realize how much garbage is in a car. Oh, dust coming off of it. And that's just from Just picking around at it. The boring stage. I'm still working on cutting that out, but this stuff has to be done as well. All this rust, all this grunge, all this crap has to come out of this car. You don't want to be that guy at the track that just makes a pass and, you know, put some junk on the track. You want to show up with a half decent job. Yeah. This car is, it's nice but rough at the same time. This fender's quarter panels kicked in or something happened here. You can see the dent right there. Tripping on stuff. Oh, and I've been hammer and dollying this lip as I go because she's been mauled pretty good. There's some mauled marks there too. So as I've been going, I've been kind of straightening the lip out the best I can. Kind of see she's pretty thrashed. It's gonna be not a show car, that's for sure. But I really don't care. Still don't know what that blue stuff is. That sure looks factory to me. Okay, we'll have to dig out. I see all the rust in behind it. So, if you don't dig this stuff out, see that, eh? All this, and all these corners that have junk in them, digging all that out. And all that rust out of there. This corner here, same thing. Yeah, it's not focusing. You get the idea. Still got more to clean out. Surface rust there. Now's the time. There's a deruster. There's a rust converter. Chemical you can kind of put on there. I'll show you. I used it before on a Camaro I had. Worked really good. See all this junk up in there. This tub's probably going to stay in here. If I need room for the tires, I'll probably just cut her where I need to. We will save this car. We will get it going again. We're going to enter some drag and drive events as well. We got a couple here going. So, all right. So that's where we're at now. I shall proceed. All right, so we got some more progress made. Big pile of dirt and grunge. I might be cutting the floor of the car to do a floor structure, but I like working around clean stuff. I know you're going to say, well, if you're going to cut it out anyway, it's kind of a waste of time and scraping all the grunge and grime and gunk off of it. I say no, it's not, because it feels better, it looks better. It makes me want to do more. So, just garbage. Yeah, time to clean the garage up again. Oh yeah, our wheels came in too. Look at those guys. Right there. Joop. Look at those beauties. Alright. So those ones are, let's close this up. Yoop. Right there. The Laguna, 17 by 6, 4-inch back spacing. I was going to go with the 15-inch Lagunas, but still no stock. So those came up in stock, 17s. You know what? Send it. We gotta keep going. Oh, I have to take a second and clean this garage up before I carry on. Time to get the oven nipping away at this with some, I won't talk about that. Anyway, we have death wheels now. Went over to the old Princess Ada. We now have some flapper discs. And, oh, come on, some death wheels. So now I can properly address this situation. Digging out all the grime and grunge and the rust. Pretty solid though. Anyway, look, I'm saying it's solid while I'm showing you rust carnage. It's fine. The floor might come out of the car. Might do a floor structure to it. Back half of the car is pretty solid. Well, the whole car's solid. So yeah. I'll carry on carrying on. I give up on the last control arm. I just taped it down to the... It kept hitting the rotisserie when I turned the car over. Someone's going to cut it out. The bolt seized up in it. And mount the death wheel. Oh, I got to take a look at my... Where the heck is it? This guy. She's making some noise in the drive of it. So I want to quickly take her apart and see what's crunching away in it. I'll do that first. Put the music back on and let's clean up my garbage. My gabbage. There. I think it's a little bit better. Yeah. This bearing piled up. All the little roly faces came. Hey! I'm free! Yeah, I gotta clean up the working surface. Oh, it never fails, eh? I didn't even get into the packs of death wheels or the flapper wheels yet. I just grabbed the old angle grinder, put the old wire wheel on it. I was going to give it a couple quick more zing zang zoos. And she locked up. So, I don't want to waste the night. I gotta go buy another angle grinder. It's already a little too late. I don't feel like heaving over to Princess Ada. I think they're still open, but I am not in. Oh, I lost my focus. Focus. Hey, there we go. So, oh yeah, I gotta put that little mini compressor away. I want to salvage the night and take a look. Salvage the night, maybe. Take a look at the fit up of these wheels. Remember, I was wondering about the length of the control arms and the spacing and stuff. So I'll get the car rolled back over. I'll throw the passenger side back together. I'll take the spring off of it, and we'll see how much clearance and stuff we have. For this guy here. Yes, they are mismatched to the, hold on, the drag lights. All the dirt that we got out of that car. Man, yeah, I gotta clean the garage some more. This guy, dusty as heck. They are a mismatch, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah, they are a little bit of, they are a bit of a mismatch, but don't really care. We're sending them. These are 1510s. There for the back. We'll ignore that half the garage. These are 17.6s. Let me go ahead and get this car rolled back over. Get a fender back on it. Get the suspension back in it. And let's do some measuring. That sucks though. I was going to go to town on these fellas. Get that out of there. The old angle grinder piles up. Oh well, I'm not going to waste the night. Alrighty. Well, we got the car up in the air. I bubble leveled it. High tech, right? Went over here, I set my caster camber plate. Bubble leveled the wheel. Good enough. And from the rim to the fender. See if I get the measurement on that. I think I got to use the Fox body control arms. Because the edge of the rim, you can see, I got to kind of set it on a level. Touching down there, touching up there. Right there at the fender lip. Once you roll that lip in or cut it off, you'll gain room. But the tire's still going to be too far out. And I have the control arm at its maximum. I'll have the control arm straight. So the wheel is far out as she's going to go. Damn it. Well, now we know. Here, let me measure that up. Here, I'll put you down for a second. Yeah, it sits at a 1/2 inch to the fender. And that is this guy right here. 17x6, 4-inch back spacing. It does fit in the fender, but it's right at the edge. So that control arm right there, oh, it's swapped out. All the dust still floating around in the air from this car. Well, now we know. It sucks, but it's progress. We now know. I gotta order up another set of control-y arms. That's fine. We'll get the project done. We shall get her done. Neighbor's dog, they won't. Barky McBarkface. All right. I'm not too sure if I like the blitziness of the wheel. I might paint it black. Well, I like the wheel itself, but I might. I don't know. I guess once the car's all together and on the ground and got ride height and tires are on it, I might change my mind. That 1/2 inch is going to get smaller. There's no rotor on here. So whatever thickness the rotor is, that's going to bring it out. I'm not too sure how thick a rotor is, 1/4 inch maybe? 3/8? Maybe it's a 1/2? No, it wouldn't be that thick, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at. So there's your answer. Use the Fox body control arm with the 96 to 04, I think it is. SN95 spindle. Yeah. Oh well. Okay with the doggy. I think what I'll do is I'll get the entire front end together. I should buy rotors for it. I should buy the rotors and at least get one end of the car done. Get tires for the wheels. I think that's the next step is put tires on these wheels. You know, I might just do that. Put tires on them. And then see how they fit. But I can already tell you that not going to be very good. Well, that really changed it. Really brought the wheel in. I have her sitting fairly high. That might even be a ride height. There might be hope. Because we are now sitting for 1 inch and 1/8. Inch and 1/16. I'd say 1 inch and 1/8. Just wait. I'm trying to hold the camera this way so you can see it. No, that might even be. Hold on. That's 1 inch and 3/8. So it's now 1 inch and 3/8 in the fender. Now that's with it. Pretty much max traveled. And you don't want to run it max traveled. That really changes it though. Brings her in. I still don't like it. I still think I got to put the control arms on. And I rebubble leveled the wheel so it's square again, but I don't know. Of course, once you turn, you'll probably rip up the fenders. Nah, yeah, forget it. I put her down to a medium. Oh, where's it? Still too close. I dropped her down to where I figure it's probably going to be ride height. It's too far out. Simple as that. Back in business. We got one of those guys from Princess Ada. Yeah, it's not a DeWalt. Like this fella here. But that one's broken, this one's not. For now. Until I burn it up. Anyway, it's on sale. Well, I got power fisted once again. This thing ain't that powerful. Hold on, let me go in here. Doesn't sound very good either. Oh well, it was on sale. It was cheap. Not much power. Doesn't sound that good. Don't care. If I burn it up after this job, or before this job, we'll see how far it gets. Okay with laughing at myself. There's a speed dial. The back of the thing. I cranked her up. Now we got... Hold on. Trigger really sucks. Oh! We have action now. That's actually kind of cool. The thing was turned down. Like, why is this thing so gutless? Trigger does suck though. Well, that's actually kind of cool. Alright, Power Fist, I guess you're not the worst tool around. The guy holding the tool is the tool. Yeah, there's a dial in the back. I'm absolutely okay with laughing at myself. Well, we're getting through it. Slowly. I've rotated the car over to get this side done. There's a glass right there. So when you're grinding, move the glass. Kind of be aware of your situational awareness, I guess. Because if I start grinding on that, it's going to spray sparks at my side window. And it'll... You ever see grinder pits in glass? It's not that fun. Okay, so I'll move the door. And then... yeah, carry on, carrying on. Alright, so the one thing I'm finding on these Fox bodies is how little these torque boxes are held in. Yeah, I cut a bunch of material around it. But still, there's nothing holding this down here. And that spot weld there, it doesn't really want to spot weld. I don't think it is even spot weld anymore. No, it's not even spot weld. Good, not even a weld there. That's a pretty big piece. There's a tin piece here where this was welded, spot welded to. It's not really welded to the floor of the car, like the main floor of the car. I just... huh. And yes, I'm cutting structural pieces away and then claiming that it's weak. But at the same point in time, I'm like, well, there's not a heck of a lot holding them in. Huh. I think if you have a Fox body, you should run a welder across your your torque boxes. Oh, hold on. Okay, so look at the large section of frame with no welds. Not trying to disparage any Fox body guys because, well, you know, I'm building my own as well. It's just something to be aware of. Those torque boxes. The actual torque box was pretty stout. I had to do a lot of grinding and cutting through the pieces, the parts and the, you know. But once I got to where the actual piece was stuck to the body, actually glued to the frame and the floor, not much holding them in. And what was holding them in on this side, at least, was broken. And rubbing for quite some time. And this is a 4-cylinder car. Of course, I don't know the history of it. I really don't. Still had the 7.5 though when I got her. So we're getting somewhere, slowly picking at her. Found some rust right here. This corner's rotted out. What I'll do is I think I'll cut this. Yeah, but your grinder dust. I think I'll cut this panel out. Replace it right from here down there. If you rotted out right here, not a big deal. This main structure's not too bad yet. So I'll put in the panel probably from here. Replace this whole piece, I'm thinking. But we'll get there when we get there. Yeah. One good thing about COVID, you have a supply of masks. Hold on. Oh, geez. Okay. What a horror show getting these things out. Yeah, I butchered up the floor a bit because I don't care. All right. I still have that to take out. But it's getting late and I don't like making too much noise. Cool. So I got them dry fitted. I still have lots of prep work to do. Yes, I can't weld. It's all grungy. I was curious and kind of stabbed them in place. I still haven't cleaned the frame rail off. It's still not where it should be. Even with all the grunge and dirt, seemed to fit quite nice. That one had a pound in. When I say pound in, I mean tap with a mallet. This one kind of slipped in place, but that's because that's because this piece is gone. I got some rust over here. And she's hanging up a bit. That is because my frame rail is not cleaned off all the way. Focus. This is just a mock-up, just a quick bit of ugliness, you know. I still have lots of cleanup to do. But there is progress. Things are actually happening. That's pretty freaking cool, man. They're kind of temporarily put in place. They're not actually where they need to go. I still have a lot of prep work to do. Okay, this whole place has to be all shined up. I gotta replace this piece here. That missing piece of metal. Now, when I weld these in, of course you're gonna weld them along the rockers, weld them down the rockers, weld them along the frame, over, etc., etc. I'm cutting this floor piece out. The reason why, maybe I'll come down here and kind of show you. A couple options. One is you perimeter weld it. That means you weld it along the perimeter. That means you weld 3/4 around the frame, 3/4 around the rocker, and then along your tin. Well, I'm going to cut this tin out. And I'm going to weld along here, down here, and then I'm going to weld down the entire frame rail onto this piece. So there'll be a weld across the entire piece, all the way over there. Like this. I'll cut the floor out on both sides. Same with the rockers. So I'll weld 360 degrees around this end and that end. And then I'll tie in, I'll leave the panel out, leave this piece out. Hold on. So I'll weld along here where the frame sits, along here where the rocker sits, and then my tube for the cage and stuff, I'll tie into just here, right here. So I'll tie this top pickup point into the chassis. These are scalloped for weight savings. I kind of wish there was a landing point here for the tubes, but that's okay. I'll land it. I'll land my tube here somewhere. Nice pieces though. Those torque boxes, oh, were they a fun job to get out? When I say fun, I mean not. Grinder dust everywhere. My face is probably a mess right now. There's just debris and garbage, and I lost my focus again. Oh, come on. I don't know if I don't know if this is focused or not. I'll find in the playback if it's focused. My face is probably messy as hell. Came home from work. Immediately to the garage. Oh, geez. Oh, there it is. Oh. So yeah, the grinder dust and the debris and the shrapnel and so if you decide to go with the Merillat torque boxes, that's how they fit. That's just a brief cleanup. This one fit really snug. It fits in tight. Like perfectly tight. Not meaning tight where you have to frickin' just beat on it. We're talking, I'm walking in with the old you know? And I just stopped because I got to clean the frame rails up. I think she's just going to fit perfect. Very happy. So that's my review of the Merillat pieces right now. One thing I should mention, even though I really do like these torque boxes, it doesn't sit flush on the floor. See the big gap? I think I should go down on the frame a bit more. You can take a look. We're sitting flush on the frame. This is where it has to be. This is where it gets installed. There's a big gap under the frame and it's square on the rocker. It fits really nice. This side of the car is really nice fit. So it fits square on there. Square on there. Right against the frame. We're not fully down on the frame, down here, on the lip. And we're not on the floor at all. So whatever that means for your own build, that's what we got. I'm down with this though. I'll weld across here, down there. This piece of the floor is coming out. I'll weld all the way around on the rocker panel. And then the frame itself, I want to weld to that lip, but I'll not too sure. I'll have to take a look once the floor is out of it. See what I can do to get a tighter fit. Might curl that frame down to match it.